Potions have a magic all their own. Master Travis told me time and time again that most magicians prefer to work with their own magic, rather than unlock the inherent power of everything from nightmare grass to dragon scales. It was risky, they said, to brew a potion when the slightest misstep might cause an explosion that would blow both the magician and anyone standing too close to the next world. And yet I could never agree with them. There was just something about watching a potion settle, the magical sheen growing more powerful as the unlocked powers blended together, that I found wonderful. Master Travis never had to beat me to get me to brew. The fascination of watching a potion come together was more than enough to keep me bent over the cauldron. I felt his eyes on me as I carefully, very carefully, dropped a tiny cup of beetle eyes into the liquid, bracing myself to shout a warning and duck under the scorched wooden table if I felt a sudden surge in magic. I'd been working for nearly an hour, starting with boiling water and adding the remainder of the ingredients one by one. He'd watched me like a hawk, ready to snap a warning if I made a single mistake. I didn't resent his presence, even though I knew some people would feel he was denying me the chance to learn on my own. The wards around the apothecary were strong, but nowhere near strong enough to keep an explosion from killing me or starting a fire if something went badly wrong. I would be ungrateful indeed to complain about something meant to keep me safe. The liquid bubbled, changing color from yellow to blue. A faint shimmer appeared on top as the magic shifted, before settling down. I let out a sigh of relief. A stable potion would remain stable as long as no one did anything stupid, like curling a fireball into the brew, and sat back on my chair. My legs felt stiff and sore. I'd been standing so still they'd started to cramp. I rubbed them as Master Travis checked the brew, carefully sampling it with a spellcaster of his own design. I didn't need him to tell me it was perfect. I'd done everything right.
"Well done."
Master Travis gave me one of his rare smiles. I'd never seen him happy, save for when he was brewing. He'd put me in charge of the apothecary almost as soon as I learnt the ropes, a sign he trusted me.
"Good enough for the healing arts."
I felt my cheeks heat. Master Travis sold potions everywhere, but healers were very particular about when and where they bought potions. I'd always had the impression that they had a small army of potions masters and master brewers tucked away, brewing whatever they needed. But then there weren't that many students willing to seek a mastery in brewing. It demanded dedication as well as skill. A student who lacked perfect control over their magic was more likely to blow himself up than graduate. But I had that perfect control. Master Travis would hardly have let me brew some potions, minor ones to be fair, if he hadn't been sure I wouldn't blow up the apothecary. I dreaded to think how much it would cost to rebuild the shop. "Thank you, sir," I said. I played with my long black hair as he bottled and sealed the potion, affixing his personal design to the lid of each vial. I didn't feel any resentment. Master Travis wouldn't be able to sell the potions unless he vouched for their condition. Even now, even after 4 years of comprehensive instruction, I wouldn't be able to sell them myself. Not to the healers, at any rate. There were people who wouldn't ask so many questions, but they wouldn't pay so much either. And the city guard and the kingsmen had no qualms about harassing unlicensed brewers. They thought one of them would eventually blow up the city. It felt strange to have my hair hanging freely, rather than in braids. My stepfather, technically the head of my family, even though he was renting me out to Master Travis, had pushed me into adulthood as soon as he decently could, severing some of the ties that bound us together in a single blow. My half-sisters envied my freedom, or what they saw as my freedom, but I wasn't so sure. And yet it had its advantages. I didn't need a guardian looking over my shoulders, not now. I could sign contracts on my own. I could even undertake a formal apprenticeship without my stepfather's permission. Paying for it would be tricky. My stepfather had confiscated half my wages over the last 4 years, but I wasn't completely destitute. And besides, I had a plan. I lifted my eyes to look at Master Travis, feeling a surge of love for the old man. He was my father, not my stepfather who had washed his hands of me, not my real father who had sailed away to Hangzhou instead of giving me a family. Master Travis had practically treated me as a daughter, not as a servant or a slave. I'd seen the bruises on other girls and boys who'd gone into service, and there were rumors of worse things than the occasional beatings. I wasn't sure I wanted to know the details. It was enough to know that I'd been spared such horrors. And if Master Travis took me as a formal apprentice, my future would be secure. The plan was simple enough, I thought. I was a legal adult. I could pledge myself to him for the 5 years it would take to qualify as a potions mistress in my own right. I wouldn't be a qualified magician, not like someone who'd graduated from Jude's. But with his blessing and certification, I would be able to set up my own shop, or stay with him if he wanted. The apothecary was big enough for 2 potion masters. I wasn't going to steal his secret recipes and spread them far and wide. I just wanted a life of my own. "Master," I said once he had finished sealing the potions. A chime echoed through the apothecary. I looked down automatically. Someone had stepped into the apothecary below. Someone had... I swallowed hard. It was nearly midnight. Who would be walking the streets of Watershallet at this time? Not anyone with any good intentions, I was sure. This late, the only people who would come visiting were landlords and protection racket thugs, and the latter, at least, knew better than to threaten an alchemist. Master Travis had friends in the community. Very few people wanted to risk his ire. Master Travis let out an irritated sigh.
"Go see who it is," he ordered. "I'll finish here."
"Yes, Master," I said, standing. "I'll see to it, then close up for the night."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.